welcome to this week's podcast for Superhumanistic, where we talk about all things health and wellness. Today, we're going to be talking about cold therapy, cold showers, and our experience with that, and some of the health benefits that go along with immersing yourself in cold water, whether that be in a cold shower, or doing an ice bath, or jumping into a cold lake, whatever that might look like for you. I think last week we left off talking about the Misogi Challenge, which in Japanese culture is essentially standing under a cold waterfall in the winter, and that's what the challenge is considered. But it can also relate to other things such as fasting, and other challenges that you might put your body through to push your comfort zone. So, do you want to get started talking a little bit about your experience with cold showers?
Yeah, so before I get into my experience, I actually learned about cold therapy and doing cold showers, and all the benefits for that through this guy called Wim Hof. I was watching these episodes through Goop on Netflix, and one of the episodes were about cold therapy and this guy Wim Hof, who goes into 3 different pillars, and we'll get into that more in future episodes. But for the cold therapy, he introduced it and kind of just got my interest peaked. So we start off really slow when we're doing cold therapy. I took a little bit of a break from doing cold showers. So I'm back to doing just 30 seconds of a cold shower. And what I'll do is just take a regular shower. It'll be hot at first, and then we'll get into where it's cold, the last 30 seconds of my shower. Usually I'll have a song playing, so that's how I time myself, or setting a timer on my phone. I believe you also set a timer, but are way above my 30 seconds that I'm at.
Yeah, I've started out slow, as you had mentioned, and just 30 seconds, worked my way up to a minute. At this point, I do 3 minutes, which seems to be kind of the standard when everybody talks about how long they immerse themselves in cold water. I'm up to 3 minutes at this point, and I set my timer by saying, "Hey Siri," and get that timer going for 3 minutes. But I actually typically go for longer. I do the 3 minute timer, but once that's completed, I still kind of am at a point, because basically what I do is I let it start from my head, then let it run on my back, work that way down, then I turn to the front, let it get all over the chest, those type of things, and then at a certain point I let it run on my face. At that point I'm usually right at the 3 minute mark, so then after that I kind of let my body just sit there in the water for about another 30 seconds to a minute or so. I've worked my way up to roughly 3 minutes, so that's where I'm at the moment.
Yeah, and I do the same. I start with putting just kind of an arm in at first, and then getting the rest of my body, getting the legs in. It is really cold, so working my way into getting my full body into that cold water. In the 30 seconds, I time it from when I've gotten my full body in the water. The water does need to be below 60 degrees in order for it to be considered a cold therapy or cold shower, and get those benefits of that cold water. Start slow, work your way up to however long you want to. It can be above 3 minutes, but 3 minutes, like my husband said, is generally the time that people say they're getting most of the benefits. But you will see those benefits even with just 30 seconds. So what are some of the benefits that you'll see? So with cold therapy, or they also call it cryotherapy, you'll get your metabolism speeds up. It reduces inflammation, swelling, sore muscles. It helps to speed up recovery. Think of all the athletes that usually do like cold baths after a workout or practice. It's because it's helping their muscles to recover faster. So it helps with that recovery process. It also is linked to improved quality of sleep. You have more focus and improved immune response. There's also the higher energy levels and relief of symptoms that are caused by the different autoimmune diseases. So getting like more specific into these benefits with your immunity. So like thinking of a common cold, doing a cold shower, even just for that 30 seconds, will protect your circulatory system. So it's shocking, that cold water is shocking your system so that it's preparing your body to better handle viruses that also are like shocking your system. So it's helping those cells to get used to that shock, and it then helps your body to be more prepared to fight off different infections. And then depression, so also like your mental health. The cold shower does improve those symptoms of depression. Taking a daily cold shower over several months. So again, with a lot of what we're talking about on our channel, it is the practice of these things on a regular basis. So you could do it one time and you might see some of the benefits just that one time, but it's usually over a longer period of time that you start to see more and more of these benefits. It took me, I want to say, about a year until I really noticed that my anxiety was going down. So if there's something to the cold shower and the symptoms of depression, it does boost your mood, and it definitely I saw a decrease in my anxiety with practicing this, at least for a year for myself. You had something for depression as well, I believe.
Yeah, we've been doing this for about a year, as you mentioned. I think our next step is we want to get into a ice bath and purchase an ice bath to put in the garage and see how that goes. So, as we talked about, it's all kind of steps, working your way up to a certain point. Since we have reached the 3 minutes in the shower, I think we're at a point where we can now go into the ice bath, or at least I can. As you work your way back up to that, that would be a great next step as well. And Wim Hof, I think, in terms of in general, which we'll get into all the techniques of Wim Hof in a future episode, but in relation to just the cold showers at the moment, it does release opioids and cannabinoids, which kind of trigger a release of dopamine and serotonin, which kind of creates a euphoric effect that can last several minutes. I recommend that you always take time to breathe for about 2 minutes after a cold shower and just really notice how your body feels, all the tingling that's going on, and just kind of relax into everything and really just be in the moment, and you'll get more of those effects that Jessica is talking about here in relation to depression and anxiety.
Yeah, and so like that tingling feeling too, I've experienced that usually at the very end and when I was doing it for a longer period of time. So it kind of goes with your improved circulation. So doing those cold showers, your body goes into like the survival mode. And it's working to maintain that core temperature, right? Your body's working to make sure that you're going to be safe, you're okay. So there's an increase in your blood flow in the circulation. And then with that circulation, it does bring freshly oxygenated blood to areas that are needing that recovery. So I think that's where that tingling feeling is coming from, is like all of the blood circulating and going throughout your body, giving you freshly oxygenated blood. And with your body working harder, your metabolism then is increasing. So it does help to actually lose weight taking a cold shower. You're not going to lose like 10 pounds after one cold shower, but your metabolism is going to start to kick in more, and because your body's working to keep your core temperature where it needs to be. So there is just a small calorie burn, but it is increasing your metabolism overall, and then reduces that inflammation and prevents muscle soreness. So continuing to take cold showers, just like when you go to the doctor, if you had like you sprained a muscle or something in your arm, usually they're going to tell you to put like a cold pack on it, right? So it helps reduce that swelling and inflammation of the muscles, which in turn helps you to then be ready to go and work out again the next day, just as hard as you did on day one. And then it relieves that localized pain. So again, reducing the inflammation that's interfering with your brain's perception of that pain. So when you put that cold in a certain area, or just taking cold showers in general, you're reducing the inflammation and like your reception to pain. And then increases your willpower and boosts your concentration is another benefit. Definitely going back to the misogi and doing those different challenges, the more that you practice these things that we're talking about, so like meditation, yoga, cold showers, the more that you're willing to go through that and actually show up for yourself, the better confidence that you'll have moving forward as well.
Yeah, to piggyback off that, I think for me personally, I've noticed all the things that I'm going to mention. I mean, there's also certainly a mental side to doing the cold showers alongside all those physical benefits that were mentioned. Jessica also got into some depression information and anxiety, so that is on the mental side of things. And you mentioned building confidence. I think it does exactly that. You build willpower and confidence so that you can help expand your comfort zone and complete challenging tasks in life in general. Say you're going to do something difficult, and then doing it will boost your confidence and transfer to other things in life as well. You'll have those tough conversations you've been wanting to have, complete that project you've been putting off, ask that girl or guy out that you've been wanting to ask out. So you'll just start having that confidence, that more willpower, and more of an open mind to complete tough and challenging things as you put yourself through something like a cold shower or a cold plunge. So it just really expands into your mental side of things as well, and really making you healthy overall. I think I've done it every day now for a year straight. Haven't missed a day that I can recall. Even when we've been traveling and things like that, I've always made sure to do the cold shower at least for a couple of minutes. So I plan to continue doing it and take that next step, as we talked about, and doing an ice plunge in our garage. So we will definitely film that and keep you updated and take you along on that journey every step of the way. My plan to do that in the mornings. That way you can also get those additional benefits of it just waking you up and giving you a lot of energy to start your day with. So as we mentioned, it's a practice. Start off slow. What were you telling me earlier today about turtles and turtle gang?
Yeah, slow and steady, right? Slow and steady wins the race. It's going to take time, definitely, before you can see all of the benefits. But just 30 seconds and then working your way up to more time. So
all right.
Turtle gang.
Turtle gang. All right, well, that's all we have for you in this week's episode of Superhumanistic. Please follow our Instagram at Superhumanistic and check out the YouTube channel, podcast, all under Superhumanistic. And we will see you next week. Thanks for joining us.
Bye.